And it'll be a Willetton Tigers ball as Matthew Muo. Scott thought about it. Throws it up for Gorjak Gak. 2 points, Willetton Tigers. They're on the board early.
Yeah, great set play there. Great vision by Scott to get the ball inside.
Nice crowd has made their way in here. As Muo played, of course, for the Geraldton Buccaneers last season. CJ Turnich, member of that All-Star 5 in 2022, gets the first bucket for the Wolves.
Yeah, good recognition there by CJ Turnich. Gets on the move and gets to the rack. And that lob pass into Gak is something the Wolves are going to have to sort out pretty quickly because that's just way too easy.
4 plays 2. Here's Brian Michaels. Michaels downhill, shoots the mid-range. His first look, can't get it to drop. That'll be off Darnell Hoskins. 14 to shoot. As we see the replay of that pick and roll action for the Tigers. Here's Michaels now, sporting the beard in season 2023. Step back, turn it, short. Gets his own rebound. That's off him, but. And it'll be a Willetton Tigers ball. 8:42 remaining. Thank you for joining us right around the country. Our Friday night KO basketball for the NBL1 Coles Express West. Hoskins had 20 points in the first quarter against the Redbacks last week. Jerovic with the rebound, goes up strong, draws contact. Tom Jerovic, the young bull, will go to the line to shoot 2 as we see it on the replay here, getting that offensive rebound. Well, Tom Jerovic, in his spare time earlier this year, won a gold medal for Australia at the Under-20s National Championship. Some of the names to come out of that. Alex Kovachev, who is signed today for Sacramento State University. Congratulations to him. Ben Henschel, who is signed for the Perth Wildcats for a 2-year deal. And my understanding as well, Alex Condon is headed to the US as well. So congratulations, some big names out of there. Ethan Elliott, also the point guard for that team, as Michaels tries to get to the hoop.
Yeah, probably should have finished there, Michaels. Did all the hard work, but...
Here's Gak going to work. Gorjak Gak, he's up to 4 points.
I think maybe 6 after that one, Ben. Yeah, started extremely well.
The dial-up internet I'm using for my stats right there. Glenn Simpson with the save. Little long that time. Already the Willetton Tigers have taken the crowd out of this. A slow start for the Wolves. Jerovic going to work. Here's Darnell Hoskins. A little too close to the hoop for his liking. Into Gak. Good hands from Michaels. 6 to shoot. Gak now going to work off the dribble. Ladies and gentlemen, in the building, Gorjak Gak.
Yeah, he's proving just how tough he's going to be to try and quell his influence in this game tonight. That's a great finish by CJ Turnich.
CJ Turnich now getting himself on the board. Damien Scott just gets rid of Jordan Wellsteed. Stuck with the play. 12 plays 4 early in this one. And now the referees. Well, Gorjak Gak.
I can only suspect there might be a little bit of...
I think he's cut himself there whilst dunking, as we see Gorjak Gak here. Just with that spin move. Rising up. Just getting a bit of tape there as Josh Ibu-Kunalua checks in for his first minutes.
He's cut himself in that first JLC dunk for the night.
Michaels for 3. Water. Brian Michaels.
Much needed points here for the Joondalup Wolves. They needed that one just to settle the team a little.
Scott from 3. Can't get that to drop. Kunalua with the full court defense. It's come off the foot of Hunter Clark. We see here CJ Turnage runs into the war of Gack, gets the finish. Good defense, better offense. As we mentioned in the girls' game a little bit earlier, both these teams playing one of two games this weekend. The Joondalup Wolves will travel to the Coburn Cougars, who got their first win last weekend against the Lakeside Lightning. Inside to Wellsteed. Both teams fighting for it. Wellsteed, is he going to get done for 3 seconds? Referees let him play. 6 to shoot now. Muo from the logo. Doesn't hit the ring. Wellsteed doesn't recognize the shot clock didn't reset, and it'll be a shot clock violation.
Yeah, fairly unusual wayward shot there by Muir. Usually pretty effective from the three-point line, but someone momentarily opened a window in the stadium perhaps.
Here's Clark now. Side-to-side action for the Tigers. Scotty keeps his dribble alive. Over Turnage. Bucket. Damien Scott.
Yeah, big Chambers Franklin three there by Scott. Shooting 36% for the season.
Turnage's eyes lit up there as the seas parted for him. They eventually get the finish. 2 points for Quintin Dove. Scott for 2 threes in a row. Doesn't go for it. Finds Darnell Hoskins in rhythm. Back iron. Hunter Clark probably could have laid the ball up there. Kunalua goes at Turnage. Can't get it to drop. Hunter Clark just taking out one of the people in the front row, and
just getting acquainted with some of the Wolves sponsors there, but
and if this had been back at the old stadium, who would he have taken out there? Glenn Simpson, the setup crew.
It would have been the setup crew. Probably would have high-fived him on the way through.
Bit of friendly banter, I'm sure.
Oh, definitely friendly banter. I think most people took it reasonably well. Most people.
Here's Brody England seeing his first minutes. Muo for 3. Plenty of extra additions this season to the Joondalup Wolves. Here's Clark. The wraparound pass to Jerovic. Doesn't get there. Jordan Wellsteed now wrapped up with Jerovic. Throws it up in those green sixes. The captain.
And just the first team foul for Willetton, as likewise the Wolves only have the one. So again, the referees have let the game flow, which has been great.
Turnage picks up his dribble. Girolina puts the ball on the floor. Gets Gorjak Gack in the air. Well, he actually waited for Gack to get into position before he let it go.
Yes, to take that shot slightly early, and then we see that
contact. And 1 for Gorjak Gack. Born in Egypt, grew up in Sydney, and the timeout now comes from Coach Morrell. They're going to talk it over. 9 plays, the visitors 17, 4:21. As we see the timeout called there by the Joondalup Wolves, and Gorjak Gack back to the basket. Well, as you take this moment right now, averaging the 22 points and 13 rebounds. He's going at 54% from the field. And we saw on the NBL1 West socials, one of our stat leaders for season 2023, a huge addition for the Willetton Tigers.
Oh, absolutely. We've seen his value just in his first 6 minutes or so for this game here. We knew he was going to be a tough matchup for the Joondalup Wolves, but the Willetton Tigers are using him extremely well. You know, looking for him offensive end of the floor, and he's delivered. Yeah, so not only is he shooting the ball, 22 points per game, as we said in the warm-up of the game, but also can step out of the three-point line, shooting the three ball at 25% as well. So and only in 26 minutes of game time, so he's been super effective, and we've seen that demonstrated quite clearly. But very good start by the Willetton Tigers. Seem to be very polished, not being rushed by the Joondalup Wolves, and just seem to be in total control.
You see right now, coming back on the floor, England, Wellsteed, Girolina, Turnage, and Muo. And we see, checking in for the first time tonight, the WA basketball stalwart, number 33, Mark Worthington. Had a great game last week against the Perth Redbacks.
Yeah, he's just slowly warming to the task, and he's finding his niche in the team. And yeah, what a fantastic opportunity to see Mark Worthington run around in the NBL1 West.
Muo finds Turnage. Goes at Gak, mid-range. Can't get that to drop. Worthington on the stat sheet.
Already.
Gak finds Clark. Shot fake. They're going to call out a travel. Frustrated with himself there, Hunter Clark. Of course, him and Gak had some synergy there. Played at the Brisbane Bullets in the NBL1 West off-season together. Hunter Clark, a development player.
Yeah, Gelina would probably mark it down as a little win there. Played some reasonable defence on Gak in the low post and made him pass the ball away. So you take that as a win every day of the week.
Here's Gak now. Handoff with Scott. Throws it up for Gak. They're just going to hold him there. Straight away, there's so much attention that Gak draws on the offensive end.
Wolves just swinging the changes here to try and get a little bit of synergy happening on their own offensive end of the floor, shooting the ball at 28% from the field at the moment.
Brian Michaels checking in, just reminded by the score bench. Got to do it through them first. All our players super excited to get back out on the floor. Here's Hoskins. Contact. Bucket. Ladies and gentlemen, Darnell Hoskins coming up for his first 4-point play.
Yeah,
See it here on the replay, the baseline. Well, I'm sure they would have looked at it during the week, the Joondalup Wolves with the scout, but Darnell Hoskins, and we talked about it last week on the call, Glenn Simpson. He leads, he's the all-time three-pointers made for his college team, the Silegal Valley State.
277 three-pointers he made.
And at 40%.
Yeah, 14.6 points from the game. Field goal percentage is 43.9%, and also a pretty reasonable free throw shooter as well. So, yeah, we knew he was going to make his mark in this game at some stage.
Here's Juralina. Mid-range from the free throw line. Gets the friendly roll. Well, we're going to come back to Darnell Hoskins' college career in a moment. Playing against one of his alumni. Talk about CJ Turnage right now with the ball. Kicks it back, just ran into the brick wall of Worthington. Michaels tries to knock down his second triple for the quarter, can't drop. Here's Worthington. Gak, guarded by Dove. Just goes straight at him. Now sets the on ball, throws it up. Wrong side of Gak there, that pass. Here comes Dove. Gets the finish. 22 plays 13.
Yeah, good finish by Dove there. A couple of much needed points there for the Joondalup Wolves.
Gak, double team. Worthington finds the open milestone man. His first shot drops. He's the milestone man. 250 games. Congratulations to Andrew Black.
Yeah, well done to him.
And right back the other way. Quintin Dove drops that. Hoskins thought about it. Here's Black. Scott. Splits the defense. Gak inside. Brian Michaels caught with his hand in the cookie jar. As we see number 25 for the Joondalup Wolves, Dion Collins checking in for the first time tonight. And Mike Vigor as well, making his way to the score bench. He's going to come in for the shooter. Just seeing the replay there, Andy Black knocking down the shot, as we mentioned, 250 games. I saw his father, Alan, in the crowd tonight.
We certainly have some royalty in the house tonight.
We do indeed.
So that's the 5th team foul for the Joondalup Wolves.
In the penalty now. The second one drops. Gorjak Gak going to check out of the game, and Mike Vigor coming back into the lineup. Had some illness earlier in the season.
This brings a wealth of experience to this Tigers team, doesn't he?
Indeed. On ball comes from Collins. He rolls. Girolina shoots it. Scott's out here. He's going to go all the way at the cup. And the finish, Damien Scott. Lead is 12. And this crowd is silenced right now, Glenn Simpson. I haven't heard them this quiet before so early in this one.
No, haven't had a lot to cheer about in this one so far. It's been very dominant by
Dove
Tigers.
steps back. Great box out there from Collins. Well, I was wrong.
Oh, there you go.
We'll see this on the replay. You see Damien Scott there.
Damien's got a hard man to stop when he's going downhill like that.
And we are now going to walk 94 feet. And you called it, Glenn Simpson. When you're in the penalty, it prevents your ability to be aggressive, both not only with the defensive end, but also on the offensive rebounding.
Yeah, absolutely. Just a little over-enthusiastic down there trying to mop up that low glass.
Now, Mike Vigor to the line to shoot 2 with one of the most unique free throw shooting styles I've seen in the NBL1 West. It works. Drops for Mike Vigor.
Well, I think that's 5 from 5 for the season so far.
5 for 5 from the season, indeed. There he is. Got Brian Michaels. He's going to shoot one more. Well, what I can say is it's consistent.
Absolutely.
As some of the Green Army faithful scratch their head, you watch.
As long as he does the same thing every single time.
Same thing every time. 2 for 2. Brian Michaels won't make that same mistake twice. We're under 1 minute. 30 plays 16. Full court defense from Andrew Black. The screen coming there. Great defense there from Mike Vigor. I'm going to leave the refereeing up to our Total Connections referees. I'm off 2 already in this one.
Leave it to the professionals, because that's only the second team foul for the Willetton Tigers, so no damage done there.
As you see, Travis Fee checking in for Damien Scott.
Yeah, Scott's had a very productive first quarter, 7 points, 4 boards, 3 assists.
Here's Michaels, downhill. England tries to get around Hoskins. Great offensive on-board defense. Girolina just got to get it up. Beats the buzzer. They've got an 8-second differential between the shot clock and the game clock. On ball comes. Uses it now. Here's Fee. Hoskins, he'll pull the trigger. Doesn't roll in. Shot clock's turned off. We're under 10 seconds. Hand off to Dove to beat the buzzer. He can't. 4 seconds left. Vigor from halfway. Lets it launch.
Oh.
Backboard. The ring. Wildcats, what are some of the memories that you remember playing for the Perth Wildcats, and what do you miss about sort of being a part of the team?
Mate, well, you just said it, man. That's what I miss. I miss being part of the guys, just every day being able to test yourself against other big, strong guys and, just get that adrenaline out of yourself. And, yeah, you're a long time retired. I wish I was still playing, and seeing Werther out there, a guy I play with, it's awesome, and I'm really rooting for him tonight.
Fantastic. He really has turned back the clock. He dusted off the cobwebs in the first round last week. He went, as we see there.
Hey.
That is true blue, stock standard Mark Worthington, backing down, going to working. What do you do with yourself now when you're not playing?
Well, I've been in Denmark for 12 years, teaching at Denmark Senior High School. I'm a teacher, and now I've accepted a job at John Septimus Road, so JSR basketball, and I'm absolutely loving it. I've been there for a little over a week, and it's been amazing. So
fantastic. And Denmark is were you the tallest person in Denmark?
No. So Luke
Longley.
Of course, Luke Longley. So Luke introduced me to Denmark before the Sydney Olympics, took me down there for a little bit of holiday, and I fell in love with the joint. So I lived down there for a long time, and unfortunately my wife hates the cold. So so we're back in Perth. I'm stoked to be back, and I'm stoked to be back involved in some really high-level basketball. And the kids and the program at JSR is absolutely first rate. So I'm loving it.
Paul Rogers, thank you for taking some time out from your comfy couch to come have a chat on the KO Freebies call. Enjoy the rest of the game.
Cheers, brother. Appreciate it.
All the best of it. And we'll be cheering on Mark Worthington.
Go Wortho.
Paul Rogers, NBL legend, 2000 MVP with the Perth Wildcats. Went to the Sydney Olympics and, well, Glenn Simpson, as you joined me back on the broadcast, he wasn't the tallest man in Denmark. Luke Longley, I know he spent some time down there. We saw his ABC Australian Story documentary, part 1 and part 2. Did you catch that?
How good was that? Absolutely.
It was fantastic.
And, yes, 2 weeks in a row we've had some royalty up here in the commentary box. Had Dewey Michaels last week, and, of course, Paul Rogers. So great job, Ben.
Well, 2 there, Perth Wildcats alumni. Paul Rogers. As CJ Turnage steps around Mark Worthington. Imagine rocking up to the Morley Recreation Centre. Paul Rogers, Tom Jervis, and Sam Harris. 3 7-footers.
You turn around and go home again, wouldn't you?
Oh, you almost would, wouldn't you? Here we go. Mark Worthington. Upstairs, the legend. The smile on his face. Pointing to Tony Ronaldson. Said that one was for him.
Where are those? Just giving us the big JLC dunk.
And poor Paul Rogers, he's missed that one. Turning back the clock.
I'm sure Werther will tell him about it post-game.
I'm sure he'll catch it on our NBL1 West highlights. Round the back. Vigor.
Ooh,
bucket. Bang, bang. The veteran, Mike Vigor. And the flashy pass from Mark Worthington. Michaels finds Dove into Muo. He'll like this matchup. Travis Fee just walling up Travis Fee.
Yeah, good job. Good job. Enough to make it a tough shot. The Bulls will get the ball back again from the baseline.
.35 as we see right now, just our referees having a discussion. So we've got a flopping warning on number 10.
Yeah, I think that may have been a fair call, Bennett. Seemed to go down relatively easily.
A little round and around the castle for Muo on that baseline. He eventually ends up with it. Runs into the wall of Vigor. And the referee spotted a foul. Well, of course, we've got 2 other games going on tonight.
There's been a couple of substitutions here. We've got Gabe Chidani coming in for his first run tonight, and Jordan Molstead back on for the Wolves.
Indeed.
Gak back on for the Willetton Tigers. Of course, Derby also back on for the Willetton Tigers.
Mathiang Muo, speaking of the Wildcats, signed with the Perth Wildcats. Unfortunately, tore his Achilles.
Yeah, that was a shame, wasn't it? Didn't quite have the opportunity to see the best of Muo with the Wildcats.
Averaging 17 and 5, 49% from the field, 78% from the free throw line, goes 2 for 2 as Joondalup. Well, they've really gone out and recruited, haven't they, the Joondalup Wolves? Muo from Geraldton, Joondalup from Mandurah, Michaels from Warwick, and Brody England from the Southwest Slammers. A new look lineup for 2023.
Certainly is. Them throwing Quintin Dove, another import as well. So, yeah, it's taken a little bit of time for the Wolves to try and learn how to play as a unit.
Fee is going to give it to Jerovic. Goes at the defense and the finish. He's a young bull, Tom Jerovic. I call him the next Clint Reed coming out of the Boulevard.
That's a good call, actually. I like it. I can see it.
Clint Simpson, thank you.
It's Clint Reed, another.
It's Clint Reed.
DP play with the Wildcats.
Indeed. It's Clint Reed approved, by the way.
Oh, fair enough.
Contact. He'll get the finish. Tom Jerovich out of All Saints College. Took contact. He'll shoot 2. Yeah, well, I'm fortunate enough to call a couple games at the Boulevard. The Willetton home stadium. The Willetton Basketball Stadium. And Clint Reed sits literally just there. He's got plenty of feedback for players, coaches, and the commentators from time to time. It's fantastic. He won't jump on the call with me and have a chat, but I look forward to seeing him tomorrow night as they host the East Perth Eagles.
One of the characters of basketball in WA, good guy. So good to be still involved around the club. It's good to see. That was Muel's third personal too, so he'll take a seat for probably a fair bit of this first half, I suggest.
Here's Dove. Handoff action with Turnage. Turnage just goes at Tom Jerovich. CJ Turnage, one of the members of the All-Star 5 in season 2022 here. You like this matchup. The hesitation, the drive to the basket. Well, we talked about it before. So Darnell Hoskins and CJ Turnage, both attending Siligol Valley State University, NCAA Division II in the US. And there's one other member of the league as well.
Yes, I know the answer to this one. I'm just trying to think of his name.
I'll give you a hint. He was in the All-Star 5 last year as well.
I've got his face in my head, but I can see it.
I would say probably 3 exits south of here is his home court.
Yep.
Caleb Davis.
Of course it is. Oh.
Of course it is. Glenn Simpson with all our special comments does a fantastic job. Always look forward to coming here and calling with you as Juralina gets to the line. Should I say gets to the bucket, and he'll go to the line, shoot one more. Caleb Davis hit the game winner pretty much against the East Perth Eagles last weekend at home. Star of this league.
Yes, he's had a great career through the SBL and NBL1 West competition, and he's getting back to this game. Just a little bit of a momentum shift here. Wolves have got it back to a 10-point ball game.
Hunter Clark pulling down the rebound. Here's Jerovich now. Into Gack. Hunter Clark, we're right behind that one. Little short. Wellsteed's going to push. Wellsteed lost Fee. Turnage tries to keep it alive. They can push here. Clark. Back to Fee. Thought about it. He's going to call for the travel. Should have shot it. In 2 minds right there, Travis Fee.
Yeah, I think so. But Wolves possession, another opportunity just to try and edge a little closer to this 10-point Willetton Tigers lead.
Damien Scott with the steal, almost. Dove to the corner. That hits side iron. Jerovich has got it. Stolen. Out of bounds. What an effort.
Yeah, it was a good effort by Gabe Chidena. Missed the, made a bit of a mess, the 3-point shot the other end, but did his best to try and get it back for the Wolves, and we've got another Bendigo Bank timeout. So, yeah, back to a 10-point ball game. So, still a bit of distance here for the Wolves to make up, but certainly looking a little more healthy than at Quilla Thomas, should say, Ben.
And as we take a moment right now to get our breath back from this one, and I actually noticed it in our press conference, which is the women's game, honouring one of the all-time legends here who passed away earlier in the year, now represented on the jerseys of the Joondalup Wolves, and of course another valued member of the Joondalup Wolves. 2 members passing away in 2023, both valued members of the Wolfpack.
A huge part of the Wanneroo Basketball Association and the Joondalup Wolves. Of course, we're calling about Vane Kalis. He passed away a couple of weeks ago now, I think it was, Ben. But yeah, look, the contribution that Van made to basketball in WA has been extraordinary. Of course, was got involved with the Joondalup Wolves when they amalgamated with Subiaco back in about 1986, I think it was. Coached the first two women's championships for Joondalup, 86 and 90 off the top of my head. I'm just thinking total off the top of my head now. Was coach a year in 1990 for the SBL. Was assistant coach of the first men's champions team. Was assistant coach for the very first Perth Breakers team as it was back then. And was on the Wobble Commission for in excess of 10 years and was chairman also of the Wobble Commission for a number of years as well. So, you know, absolutely fantastic servant. And again, our thoughts go out to Mary Callis and the Callis family.
And of course, I remember Van on grand final day back at the old Perry Lakes. He'd go out on Wobble days and present the medals.
Give all your trophies out.
Give all my trophies out. He did. And during the season, the 2 trips we'd make to the old Wanneroo Basketball Stadium, he'd be there, whether it be in the kiosk, helping out coaching, supporting the Joondalup Wolves and the Wanneroo Wolves at that time. Made a fantastic competition, and of course, the other member passing away during the week.
Yeah, Barry Hutchins, of course. So, sad couple of weeks for the Joondalup Wolves, but you know, it just has to be an opportunity to celebrate the lives of those 2 club legends.
And a fantastic club it is, the Joondalup Wolves, the Wanneroo Basketball Association. Many years of history, the banners hanging in the rafters here. It's 4:15 remaining. It's an 8-point ball game. You called there was a run. We see Ibu Kunalua back to the basket. Can't finish. Did all the hard work, Glenn Simpson.
He did, yeah. Sido Chernich was strong body there. He was able to put a little bit of heat on that shot and got the turnover.
Late call from the referee, but a right one, travelling violation.
Yeah, Gabe Chernich probably just getting a little bit in front of himself there. But we've got a ball game, Ben. We
do have a ball game indeed. The gap was 12 at quarter time. It's now 8, 3:56 remaining. Who will take the momentum into the halftime? Of course, both of these teams trying to improve their record. 5-1 for the Joondalup Wolves. My apologies, 5-1 for the Willetton Tigers. 5-3 for the Joondalup Wolves as the offensive foul called on Gorjak Gack, and Mark Worthington's going to check back into the game.
It's the second person on Gack. Not panic stations by any means, but it's like the coach has just pulled the handbrake to make sure he doesn't commit the third foul before half time.
Here's Michaels. Had a quiet start to this one. Girolina downhill. Can't get the mid-range to drop.
Yeah, Brian Michaels, a quiet one a couple of weeks ago against East Perth, but came back strongly last week against the Giants.
Here's Michaels again. Screen comes from Collins. He uses it. Dove. Looked like butter out of the hand, didn't it?
That was a very silky smooth shot. Another big Chambers Franklin 3.
Worthington goes to work on Dove. Banging bodies. Contact. It'll be the third team foul. Well, if you read the scout, you try and make Mark Worthington try and catch that as far out as possible.
Absolutely, yeah. And, just the wily veteran just able to draw a foul when he needed to.
Hoskin's getting an open look again. Can't get that one to drop. It's a 5-point ball game. Dove. The seas parted, but the ball was left behind. They're out on a 3-on-1 here. Worthington upstairs. He dunked it last time. It all counts the same. 2 more for the Willetton Tigers. Michaels. Can't finish. Dove with the offensive rebound. He can't finish. Points count. Third time lucky for the Joondalup Wolves.
Well, it was scrappy, but they got there in the end, and also drew the foul there. But, yeah, back to a 5-point ball game, this one. So, Starting to get it very, very interesting now on this one. But, yeah, Dove just showing his athleticism there, just continually contesting for that offensive board and winning out in the end.
Dove to the line. Misses the bonus. Shooting in season 2023 from the free throw line, 78%. Worthington. Comes and sets an on ball now for Clark. He slips. Does his work early on Joondalup. Blocked by Michaels. 5 to shoot. Step back. Worthington. Can't get that to drop. Turnage. Great defensive possession from Michaels.
It was.
The screen from Collins off that roll.
And we're back to a 3-point ball game.
Collins now with the centre half back over the head mark. He's from New Zealand. Playing some good minutes here. And that's a charge.
Again, Mark Worthington just in the right place at the right time.
You know what my favourite thing about that is? His mates here sitting courtside calling for the referee flop. Calling for the flop.
Yeah, it's like they're honorary Wolves supporters tonight, but yeah, so back to a tight 3-point ball game with 1:31 left this first half. Game's seems to have tightened up a little bit, and been a good second quarter by the Wolves, clearly. 24-15 so far for this quarter.
The best MC in the business, Neil Barnard, trying to get the Green Army involved. Scott open. Short. Michaels pulls down the rebound. He's started to become a factor in this second quarter. Turnage straight into Hunter Clark. Too big, too strong. And we've got a 1-point ball game.
This stage is set nicely for a great second half.
Hoskins draws contact. Darnell Hoskins waits for his teammates to pick him up as Coach Morrell throws his hands in the air. Clearly not happy with that call.
Yeah, of course, both teams in the bonus now.
Brian Michaels checks out of the game. Well, speaking of Brian Michaels, you mentioned Dewey Michaels on the call last week. I saw he was in Perth for 2 weeks, catching up with his son.
Yeah, had a nice lengthy conversation with Charlie in the coverage. So yeah, that just adds value to the coverage, I think, for the viewers and the people at home. I think it was a great insight into what Dewey's been up to and everything else. It's still the same as the conversation with Paul Rogers tonight. It's just great to catch up with the legends of the game.
Heard he was one of the greatest entertainers at the Perth Entertainment Centre.
I remember it well. Yep, very much a crowd favourite.
Girolina, feet set. Can't get that to drop. Brody England jumped out of the mezzanine and jumped off a mini tramp.
Yeah, he's got some hops, a young man, but wasn't quite able to reel that one back in.
We've got a 15-second differential between the shot clock and the game clock. They got an opportunity for a 2-for-1. Hoskins keeps his dribble alive. Flicks it to Ibu Kunalua. Down to 7 now. Downhill. Scott finds Worthington.
Oh,
bucket.
Big bucket.
Paul Rogers loves it. Shot clock turned off. We're out to 6 again. Just like that. 2 baskets in a row. Dove pulls the trigger over Worthington. Gets a very, very, very friendly hometown roll. Got Gack and Hoskins for the visitors. And for the home side, Hoskins for the visitors. And for the home side, it'll be Turnage, Brian Michaels, Jordan Wellsteed, Dove and Muo. Hoskins into Gack now. The double comes. Hoskins will pull the trigger.
Oh, there we go.
Bang, bang. Darnell Hoskins had 20 points to start the first quarter last week against the Perth Redbacks. And he started the second half just the way he started last week. Here's Turnage, head down. Right side, left finish for CJ Turnage.
Yeah, well, we knew it would be tough to keep Hoskins down for the whole game. So 6 points the first half, but he started the second half extremely well, as we saw.
Double comes. Damien Scott. And one. Damien Scott. Well, they used to run this flex offense for them, Glenn Simpson. As we see here, Damien Scott. And he'd come off that baseline roll, similar to what the Perth Wildcats would run for Bryce Cotton. And he'd catch it back to the basket to finish. Damien Scott.
Yeah, Michael's just got caught their ball watching, unfortunately, and Damien Scott was able to sneak in behind on the baseline.
Shooting 50% from the free throw line in season 2023. Won a championship in 2012 for the Coburn Cougars. An absolute fan favourite. I'm sure his family will be watching on tonight. Special shout out to him. His old man, one of the all-time legends of NBL1 West.
He's had a great career, but that was also Michael's third personal as well.
Double dribble called here by referee Horton.
Yeah, CJ Turnage probably just pulling the chair out.
Well, speaking of legends, referee Peter Horton refereed the first grand final at the, what is now not the new Bendat Basketball Stadium, in 2010. He's been a servant of our referees for many years. 2010 that was.
Yeah, no, he's been a great ref for a long, long time. So he's just one of those refs you just can't help but like. He's just likable character, the way he goes about it.
On that night, Peter Horton in the game. The two teams to the grand final, the Willetton Tigers and the Lakeside Lightning. The other referee from the Joondalup Wolves. Who do you think that might be? Now, I could be wrong on this, but I think I have an inkling. One of his sons and daughter now referee in the NBL1 West.
Oh, of course. Yep, that's
Brett Campbell.
Brett Campbell, of course.
Brett Campbell.
Yeah, yep, Scott and Scott Campbell refs, and he's a pretty good wobble player in his day.
Indeed. 2010, the winner on that night, of course, the Willetton Tigers. Their first men's state championship. Yeah, Cam Tovey, Ty Shaw, Alex Prince.
What a great team that would have been.
Daniel Johnson.
TJ.
And head coach, Adam Nina.
Of course.
Part of that team.
Of course.
The Lakeside Lightning rolled out that night. Ben Barron, Luke Payne, Jared Prue, Ryan Fulls, Christopher Fulls.
Jared Prue, what a champion. Chairman in the glass in the SBL, wasn't he?
Well, he was the chairman of the boards. He's now the chairman of the board. He's the president of the Lakeside Lightning. Yeah. Shout out to Jared Prue. As Brian Michaels goes coast to coast, we focus our attention back on this game, is Damien Scott. Ball comes into Mike Vigor. 6 points is the margin. Jerovic rolls, gets the step. Clean strip from Jordan Wellstead. Well, Coach Morrell is a huge fan of the defensive prowess of Wellstead. He said he's their best defensive player in 2022.
He had a fantastic game last week against the Giants.
Had a huge stat line.
Yeah, did extremely well. But
Dove couldn't add to his tally from the first half. Here's Scott now. Gets the step on Michaels. Gets his own offensive rebound, not quite. Thought there was contact. Here's Dove and Hoskins. Dove all the way to the cup. The soft finish. We've got a 4-point ball game.
Yeah, pretty polished finish there by Dove. Never seems rushed.
Hoskins rips. Runs into Muo. Thought it was a foul. I agree with him somewhat. Ball drops nonetheless. 60 plays 54.
And had that been called, it would have been number 4 on the UL. It wasn't.
Turnage spins, finds Dove down low. Rinse and repeat. Dove at the glass.
Up to 24 points.
Scott gets the step. Referees let him play. End-to-end basketball right now, Glenn Simpson.
It's become a little bit of a track meet in this third quarter.
Muo.
He's due.
He said he was due.
It's his 5th points for the game. First 3-pointer.
That's off hands. And it'll be a Joondalup Wolves ball. As Brian Michaels checks out of the game. See the replay here. Turnage spinning. Just a soft touch from Dove. The nice find from Turnage. 62 plays 59. Muo for 2 in a minute. Gets to the cup this time. Shot fake, steps around. Coach Nina wanted an elbow. Just the hook there. Referees let him play, but Glenn Simpson. And we've got a 1-point ball game.
Yeah, we mentioned Hoskins have been quiet the first half, but Muir, of course, only had the 2 points, so he's starting to warm up.
Speaking of warming up, Darnell Hoskins. Well, there's death, taxes. Darnell Hoskins hitting a triple and staring at the opposition bench.
Yeah, absolutely. We knew at some stage he'd make a mark on this game.
Muo, shot fake for 2 in a minute. Raises his arms, acknowledging the Green Army. The Wolfpack like it, and we're back to a 1-point game. Hoskins calls for the on-ball. They can go into Jerevich. They choose not to. Hoskins tightly guarded.
Oh, my goodness.
Bang, bang. Darnell Hoskins. 203 pairs of basketball shoes. He released earlier last week on the Willetton socials. They had a quiz. The winner got a free pair of shoes if they could guess, but Muo heating up in this third quarter.
This is reigning champions Franklin 3-pointers here at the moment.
Just like the first half of the women's game. Hunter Clark's going to save that. He has launched that at Damian Scott. Jerevich spins, gets Turnage in the air. I'm all about the romantic call here. I want the basket to count.
I think they might count this one just quietly.
Referee Horton just having a chat here. We see the replay. You make your judgment at home. Points down.
Yeah, look good from here.
I liked it. And if you want to have a second look at it, hit that 10-second rewind button. As Tom Jerevich goes to the line. 7 points, 3 rebounds, season 2023. Knocks it down. As he checks out of the game, Mark Worthington back into it.
Just a second personal foul for CJ Turnage.
Worthington guarding Turnage. He goes the floater. Can't get the friendly roll like Quintin Dove did to finish the first half. How about that shot? Hit the front of the rim, dropped straight through the net.
Yeah, so it was a lucky roll to say the least, but back to a 4-point ball game here.
Worthington, the double comes. Scott, back to Worthington, shot fake. Kicks it out to Scott. We're right behind that one. Looks good.
Good.
How about the save from Worthington? Takes out the Chambers Franklin sign as I grab a mouthful of water, Glenn Simpson. It's been an entertaining third quarter.
It certainly has been. It's Mark Worthington, the veteran, there's no right to be throwing himself around at his age. And, the guy was such a great career. But, heart and soul, the club here for the Willetton Tigers and throwing himself those loose balls. So, setting the standard for the young guys in the team, I think, Ben.
Brian Michaels looked good. Worthington's going to leave that one. He's not going to chase that one down as he makes sure the bottle of red wine. And let's take a moment to chat about this. What a setup they have here for the corporate partners and the sponsors here at the Joondalup Wolves. It's almost like Hoyt's premier seating.
It is. It's very comfortable seating, and the sponsors and VIPs are very well looked after, as they are around all the league clubs, Ben.
Worthington, 33 on the jersey, 3 on the scoreboard.
What a game he's had off the bench. Up to the 13 now. Every time the Wolves make a little run, the Tigers can just find a bucket somewhere to steady the ship.
Damien Scott there, helped up by Coach Adam Nina. He's got his spark back this year, Coach Nina. 2021 Coach of the Year. Finished in the top 2.
Done a great job with putting the squad together. A great squad together this year. Looked very balanced. Got a lot of offensive weapons. They will challenge this year, no doubt. I mean, they only loaded their colours really to the national champs, the Rockingham Flames, so far. So they look good.
Best team in the country, I believe, with the best player in the NBL1.
Hard to argue against that, Ben.
CJ Turnage rims out. Clark now with the point guard duties. The on-ball comes from Vigor. He slips. He likes this. Rips baseline, finds Scott in the corner, open. Deserved to go. The play was great. The process didn't quite reflect the outcome.
Yep. No, it was great ball by the Willetton Tigers.
Michaels goes at Worthington. Skip past to Juralina. Juralina loves that mid-range, doesn't he? Finds a way to get it off each time.
It's a tough bucket, but just hitting the rewind button again. Mark Worthington shaking. He can still slide his feet and play some defence.
How about the pass, the razzle-dazzle from Damien Scott? As we see right now, that mid-range. It's old-fashioned but effective. Juralina and Damien Scott just having a chat. Saw him last week at the Coburn Cougars game at the Lakeside Lightning. His mum was doing the score bench. I tried to get him on the call. A man, a few words off the court, Damien Scott, when it comes to being on the mic, but always great for a chat off.
Oh, absolutely. Yep. One of those, again, another these great guys, friendly guys around the league.
Well, he'll be busy tomorrow night. He won't be at the Coburn Cougars home game. He'll be back at his home ground at the Willetton Basketball Stadium, hosting the East Perth Eagles, who right now are playing the Perry Lakes Hawks, as we see that drop for Quintin Dove. You see the replay here. Quintin Dove getting the finish.
Yeah, super tough cover, quick Dove, when he's got a head of steam like that. 26 points and 12 rebounds.
Played in Uruguay last year, as now Mark Worthington and Muo get tangled up. Going back to Quintin Dove, went to university in Tennessee. He's played professionally in Uruguay, Georgia and Luxembourg.
A lot of experience for a relatively young man.
Indeed. 6'8", 205 centimetres.
And certainly had a great start for the Wolves so far.
3-point ball game. We're under 2 minutes. On ball comes for Hoskins. Scott.
Oh, hello.
Bang, bang. Damien Scott.
Big Chambers Franklin through. We said he was quiet in the second quarter, but he's come out pretty strong in his third.
Tightly guarding Juralina right now. Runs into the screen from Collins. Auden's found a foul. And now the tech foul has come. And the foul is on number 25, Matiang Muo. Now, you always keep a keen eye on, my apologies.
It's on Collins, I think.
On Collins.
Yeah. And look, there was a little shove by Vigor and Collins retaliated. I'm not sure there was a lot in it, but I think given what's happened in the last minute or so, the refs are just trying to make sure they maintain control of this game and
Indeed.
Put all in on it. So, fair enough.
My apologies to Mua. I saw him having a heated discussion with the referees. Jumped the gun. For those at home, maybe hit the back 10 seconds. Have a look at what happened there as Juralina will go to the line. Well, of course, as we mentioned, played for the Manager Magic last year. He spent time in Queensland as well, playing.
Here is a development player for Sydney Kings and also Townsville, I think, if my memory serves me correctly. So, bit of a journeyman, but yeah, it just brings a bit of experience to the Joondalup Wolves.
Quintin Dove, and one. And he's pumped up. Quintin Dove.
And yeah, he's doing everything he possibly can to keep the Wolves around the bouts and give them an opportunity to try and get themselves.
Christian Girolino spent time with the Cairns Taipans.
Cairns Taipans.
The only reason why I mention it, alumni of the Cairns Taipans for many years. Mark Worthington.
Of course.
And former Cairns Taipans head coach in the building tonight, Alan Black.
Yes. Jam-packed to the rafters with basketball celebrities here tonight, Ben.
Indeed. Mike Vigor to the cup, loses the handle, runs into the defense. Absolutely. Talking about royalty, Brad Robbins, my understanding, won a championship here with the Joondalup Wolves.
Certainly did.
The synergy there. Now in charge of high performance at the Willetton Tigers. I've seen him in the building as well tonight. Back with Greg Heyer. Won a championship. 2011. MVP that year, Greg Heyer.
Yeah, I think that's the grand final game where I think Greg took about 67 rebounds in that game.
67.
I might be exaggerating there, but it was a pretty fine effort by Greg Heyer.
Muo, we're under 1 minute. 3-point ball game. Wellsteed spins. What a move.
Certainly good Michael Vigor in the spin cycle there, but back
Neil
to a
Barnard has found his voice. Defense rings around the stadium. Both teams in the penalty. We've started outside the 3-point line. We've finished in the charge circle. And that is not the first time Mark Worthington has backed someone down from the 3-point line in season 2023. We see it here. And it's just that reach in across the shoulder by Jordan Wellsteed. Mark Worthing to the line. 2008 represented the Boomers at the Beijing Olympics.
It's been a great serve in the basketball in Australia. Been great to watch. One of those real characters of the game. And you love to hate him, but then you dip your lid and say he's just a great competitor. And
well, there have been a few times at the Red Army,
yeah,
a little south of here. Would have loved to hate Mark Worthington. He definitely caused a stir when he was playing at RAC Arena.
Yeah, no, he's been a great player.
4 seconds differential between the shot clock and the game clock. Here's Michaels, guarded by Vigor. Vigor guards Michaels, tightly contested. Worthington with the rebound from three-quarter court. Had a little bit of time left. Claims it. Maybe a bit of a heat check.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I slightly just lost track of time there, I think, momentarily, but fair enough. I'll let him make one mistake.
Dove. And now the foul called on Mark Worthington. Now we were right in front of this one. The referee explaining right now to Mark Worthington that he thought that he moved forward. We definitely were court-side angle for that as Mark Worthington pleads his case. But that three-quarter court shot and that foul now gives Dove the opportunity to tie this ball game going into three-quarter time. And he makes the first.
Yeah, look, Mark Worthington hasn't made many mistakes and he's played well, but probably just a minute or so he'd probably like to have back, I'd suggest.
2 for 2. The sub comes in for Muo. Make sure he doesn't pick up that all-important fourth personal foul. 1.6 remaining. He'll come in to Damien Scott. From half court, Damien Scott.
Oh,
not a bad effort. Lena, Dove and Wellsteed for the Wolves. The Willetton Tigers going with Scott, Gorjak, Gack, Vigor, Clark and Hoskins. Both of these sides still to play tomorrow night. Turnich goes at Gack. Gack straight up. And for the first time tonight, the Joondalup Wolves take the lead.
Yeah, great start by the Joondalup Wolves. Over to the Willetton Tigers to respond now.
Hoskins.
Respond they do.
Straight back at them. Darnell Hoskins. Dove. Mid-range. Contact. Referees let them play. Here comes Scott. Downhill. Keeps the dribble alive now. Picks it up, finding it eventually in the hands of Clark. The on-ball's going to come. Doesn't. 8 to shoot. Gack. Clark needs to get it off to beat the buzzer. Hunter Clark. He never forces it on the offensive end. So composed.
No, so it was good ball movement and good job to find the wide open Clark there.
Hunter Clark. Great defense there from Mike Vigor. Pumped up. Just the ability to bring in the veteran of Mike Vigor into the game.
Yeah, great experience by Vigor and great defensive stop there by him.
See that shot there from Hunter Clark on the replay. Ten to shoot now. Gack finds Clark. Gack rolls. Scott gets his feet behind the line. That rims out. Vigor's going to chase it down. Tap. What a smart play from Mike Vigor. Tapped it to himself away from Michaels. Darnell Hoskins downhill. Can't get the roll. Gorjak Gack. He's pushed out of bounds. Geraldina's going to say his arm was up, but that forearm right in the back of Gack.
Yeah, we're in perfect position to see that. Was definitely a foul there.
Here we go. You can make your own judge at home. Maybe accentuated the contact a little bit there, Gorjak Gack.
Well, he sold me.
Sold me. Attended California Baptist University in the US.
%61% free throw shooter this season so far.
Misses the first.
Hits the second of his 2 free throws. Back to a 4-point lead to the Willetton Tigers.
For 3, Turnage. 3 guys go after it. The Tigers pull down the rebound. 4 points is the margin. The Tigers trying to go to 6 and 1. Damian Scott. That reverse layup. Sold it one way, finished the other. Dove's going to pull the trigger. Dove's going to make it. 35 points for Quintin Dove. Averaging the 26 for the season. It's going to help the average. Gack finds Hoskins. Blocked. But in the follow-through, Turnage collects Hoskins. That's the second time tonight he's been fouled shooting the triple.
Yeah, those shooters just know how to knock them down and just draw those fouls. That'll be number 3 for CJ Turnage.
And again, we see there Scott just catching the defense off guard on that weak side from that elbow.
Yep, again, the defense probably caught ball watching to a certain extent.
Hoskins knocks it down. Some interesting results happening around the league right now. We've got the Rockingham Flames taking on the Manager Magic. And the East Perth Eagles hosting the Perry Lakes Hawks at Herb Graham. The East Perth Eagles adding Lee Roberts in the last fortnight. A handy addition.
Absolutely, yep.
He's looking in impeccable shape right now.
Yeah, he had a first good hit out in his first game against the Joondalup Wolves. Only get about 15 points off the top of my head. So, yeah, just solid performer.
CJ Turnage. Dove down low. Dunks on Gorjak.
My goodness. My goodness. That was a tough finish.
How about we watch that again? met him at the ring. Not bad defense, better offense. Quintin Dove.
And may have just mentioned it to Gak on the way through.
He did. And I'm sure that'll be on the socials of the Joondalup Wolves.
That was a huge JLC dunk.
Can that spark something here on the defensive end? Gak now, guarded by Muo. Comes the other way. Can't get the finish. Wellsteed bumps Clark out of bounds.
That's a big board by Jordan Wellsteed.
Muo to tie the game. Short. They would have loved that one. Here's Gak now. Gak loses the handle. Ends up in the hand of Damien Scott. And he's made 3 from the same position in this quarter. Dove with the modern day fast break. Can't get that one to drop. Here we go. Scotty downhill and one. Surely. I think the referee's missed one there. Damien Scott showing us.
19, I think, for the game so far. And certainly his night's not over yet.
He is worth the price of admission, Damien Scott. Brian Michaels clearly frustrated. I think there's an element there as we see this, the dunk again from Gorjak Gak. Damien Scott was in the air. How about the dunk?
Huge dunk.
Brian Michaels clearly frustrated. Well, Damien Scott there went in the air. It's going to be upgraded.
Yeah, okay. It's
Look, the optics weren't great.
no, they weren't.
But I feel like when you're airborne,
It's hard to pull up.
it's hard to pull up.
Yeah, the air brakes don't work that well.
I feel like if Damien Scott doesn't try and brace there, it can end up a lot worse for Brian Michaels.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, I certainly know malice in that. Clumsy at best, I think, but yeah.
Makes the second, Brian Michaels.
Brian Michaels up to 6 points in the ball game. Probably just need a little bit more offensive output by Michaels to finish off this game. Just take some of the load from Quintin, Dove and co.
Here he is. Played a lot of point guard tonight, Brian Michaels.
He certainly has.
Girolina, short. Muo with the rebound. Brian Michaels runs into Scott. Will only be a side ball this time. 89 plays 95.
But importantly, that's foul number 4 for Damien Scott.
Damien Scott picking up that personal foul there. Andrew Black may take him out of the game just to give him that 2-minute window. Michaels to Turnich. Turn the corner. The feed from Michaels. The finish from Turnich.
Yeah, nice pocket pass there by Michaels. He's certainly making a contribution in other ways tonight.
Hoskins. How smart was that? He found Wellsteed as he turned the corner. Drew contact. I feel Andrew Black right now in his 250th game. And it's great to see the turnout tonight for him. Some of the former players of the Willetton Tigers. 2 legends. Nick Cody and one of the all-time nice guys. Clubman of the Year multiple times, I believe. Daniel Casey in the building tonight. So a shout out to him. The Energizer.
We just packed to the rafters with celebrities tonight.
Fantastic. We're under 5 minutes, 6-point ball game.
Tigers just keep finding ways to make a tough bucket when they need them. Create a little buffer over the Wolves.
Turnich. Downhill. Finishes at the rim. I tell you what, when we come to HBF Arena Joondalup, we're never disappointed. Entertaining basketball, both men's and women's, Glenn Simpson.
Yeah, we've seen a couple of really good ones tonight, and certainly this one's far from finished.
Referees let him play. Peter Horden thought it was clean. Neil Barnard thought it was a flop. Girolina to the cup. That's a foul.
So that's the third team foul for the Willetton Tigers. Fourth team foul for the Willetton Tigers.
So they now are in the penalty.
Still have a 4-point advantage. A chance for Girolina here to narrow it back to 2. Takes the first.
Short. Clark with the rebound.
Girolina hits his average of 50% from the free throw line.
Into the post now. Worthington spins on Muo. Rises up. Good defense from Muo. Worthington not happy with the contact. Here's Muo. Michaels. Turnage. Just goes at the defense. Can't get it to drop. Clark. Finds Gack. That's a foul. Referee missed one there.
Yeah, the referees have certainly put the whistle away for the last couple of play phases.
Indeed. Girolina. Well, we talked about it at three-quarter time. That 3-minute spark. Here comes Dove.
Ooh.
Can't get that to drop. Clark. Into Gack. Goes at Dove. That's a foul. Referees let him play again. Dove finds Turnage to tie the ball game. We're all tied up. The timeout comes.
Yeah, the big...
Coach Nina now wants to know what is going on. And I have to agree with him, Glenn Simpson. There's been a lot of contact on Gack 2 times. Should I say 3 times now down the floor and no contact?
Yeah, it's fair, Ben. Referees have chosen to let a lot go. I mean, CJ Turnage thought he was fouled down the other end of the floor a couple of play phases ago. So, yeah, I can't argue with the point you're making here. Just I guess as long as the referees are consistent, and that's all we can ask. But, yeah, Coach Nina's got every right to ask the question, and why wasn't those fouls called? But,
see that dunk one more time again.
You just can't see that too many times, can you?
Well, we talked about it in the three-quarter time. If it got to that 3-minute mark and it was a ball game, it was still that 1-2 possession. I felt like the Joondalup Wolves could get the crowd involved and they could get over the line.
Yeah, you're absolutely right, and definitely the crowd are definitely a factor in this game now. But for me, the Willetton Tigers have still got the experience. You've got Hoskins, who looks like a very cool-headed, experienced character. They've got Mark Worthington back on the floor now as well. He just exudes confidence and experience as well. So, I certainly wouldn't be writing the Willetton Tigers off at this stage. It's anyone's ball game still with just a tick under 3 minutes left in the ball game.
And if you're sitting at home right now and you're looking out, you see no Damien Scott sitting with those 4 personal fouls. It'll be interesting to see when he'll come back into the ball game. They're going with Worthington, Clark, Gack, Hoskins, and Black. Clark's open. Feed it into Gack. Deep catch. Clark for his second triple of the night. Black tightly contesting that. And it's all tied up, 97 apiece.
Could not have wished for a better start here.
Here we go. Michaels. Into Turnage. Guarded by Blacks. Thought about it. Double shooter. For the lead. Quintin Dove.
41 if my mathematics are correct.
Well, you caught it, Glenn Simpson, at three-quarter time. He would have to have 44 the Joondalup Wolves to win. The skip pass to Black. Worthington runs into a wall. Gack fakes. Can't find the bottom of the basket. Rises up again and one. Gorjak Gak. I'm a fan of Gorjak Gak.
Oh, you'd have to be the way he plays the game and the numbers he's put up so far in the NBL1 West competition. And just brings something to the game, doesn't he?
Important minutes there from Andrew Black, and the 2-minute mark, and it was time to bring Damien Scott back in. And there's no question Quintin Dove dunked on Gorjak Gak, but for his ability not to take it upon himself, to think he wants to get some sort of revenge move and to keep playing within the system, calm, level-headed, his teammates talk so highly of him. We are all tied up 100 apiece.
What a great game of basketball this has been so far.
Michaels comes off that, doesn't get it. Here, Giuralina, will he go to his mid-range? You betcha. Bucket.
Polished finish.
If it ain't broke, don't fix it. Just like Damien Scott. Referees out of bounds. The Green Army, including their bench, Jonathan Wade not playing tonight, pleading for a jump ball there in the corner. 19 to shoot. Watch Hoskins come here from that corner. They go with Scott this time. And the foul is drawn. Damien Scott downhill. Here we see again. Well, that's the play they usually run for Darnell Hoskins, and he usually shoots a triple there. So they ran it this time for Scott.
Of course, that's the 5th team foul for the Joondalup Wolves.
And special shout out to our floor wipers. And as we take this moment right now, special shout out to one of our volunteers, Marcus Langshaw, one of the all-time statisticians here in Basketball WA. I went over and had a chat to him because I've embarked on this endeavour to get this Statistician of the Year award named after him in season 2023. He told me tonight that his statistician career started here in the stadium next door for the Perth Breakers in 1995. He came down with his wife Pam, who was doing the scoring. He sat in the opposite stand. It was his very first night of doing the stats.
Unbelievable. Yeah, he's been another great servant on the game of basketball and a nice guy. All the times I've had dealings with Marcus, he's always pleasant, always willing to help out, and just one of those great guys around the game.
Trying to put it on the map. 2023 Statistician of the Year, the Marcus Langshaw Award. Oh. How about the finish from CJ Turnage, showing us why he is one of the All-Star 5 from the NBL1 West last season. The home side up by 2. They go into Worthington. Back to the basket. He spins. And now an offensive foul on the rebound called on Gorjak Gak. We see here the spin. And now that is 5 personal fouls for Gorjak Gak.
Well, that's a big factor in the game, but it is what it is now for the Tigers. They need to find other ways here, but you've still got the experienced Hoskins, Mark Willetton, Vigor, Scott. There's a great deal of experience left on the floor for the Tigers from this last minute. Down 2 points.
18 points, 8 rebounds, 5 assists for Gorjak Gak. The Wolfpack faithful loving this to make it a 2-possession game. Dove knocks it down.
What can the Tigers come up with here, Ben?
Scott. Hoskins for 3. He's fouled. Surely. Pulls the trigger again, Hoskins.
Oh, absolute money.
The referees have put the whistle away.
1 point ball game with 35 seconds left in the game. The Tigers will get the ball back.
18-second differential between the shot clock and the game clock. Turnage is going to go at the veteran. The runner hits back iron. And we'll get one final play at it, Glenn Simpson. It's a 1-point ball game. Hoskins.
There's both teams in the bonus.
Here we go. We're going to let him play it out. Hoskins, they switch. Keeps his dribble alive. 2 to shoot. Hoskins for 3. Oh, can't get it to go. It's the Joondalup Wolves 106. The Willetton Tigers 105.